question for you, which is first time when you are a Medicare recipient, they said, I have Medicare, I understand I have the coverage for hospital, for medical, why should I sign up for a plan, for Medicare Advantage plan?
Okay, so the main reason is cost effectiveness, right? So when you have Medicare Part A, it covers the hospital. Medicare Part B covers medical services. However, there's a 80% that Medicare will pay, and then the 20% then becomes the patient responsibility. Now, you will have people that will say, oh, well, you know, I qualify for Medicaid, so I'll just use the Medicaid to pay the 20%. But even with that, you leave benefits that are available to you on the table. And so by bundling the services, which is what Medicare Advantage is, it's referred to as Part C. And what it is it's a bundling of Part A, Part B, and Part D, which is the prescription drug coverage. It compiles those things into one bundle. So I like to refer to it with my clients as the traditional office. Like maybe when you were working, there was a fax machine, there was a copier, there was a scanner, and there was a printer. And there were these 4 machines, you know, that you had to use, and you had to go from one to another. Now there's the all-in-one, which is much more convenient because you have that copier, that printer, that fax machine, and it's one machine. And that's what Medicare Part C or Medicare Advantage is. It is a one-stop shop for all of those services with a benefit, because unlike the 20% that you pay with traditional Medicare, with Medicare Advantage, there's an out-of-pocket maximum. And so you know that in the worst case scenario, you'll never spend more than this dollar amount in a year for medical services.
Exactly. So that's great to know, because you have the hospital, the medical, and all together with the prescription as well. And so it's predictable. You know how much you will pay. And also you have that protection that you mentioned, which is amazing. You have an out-of-pocket maximum that you're responsible for. That's amazing. But I have a question as well about the Part D, which is, they said, I don't have any medication. Why should I sign up for Part D? Someone mentioned about penalty. Could you clarify that for us?
Absolutely. This is a trap that many clients get placed in, because, and it's for the very reason that you specified. They think, hey, I don't take any medicine, so I don't have a need right now for Medicare Part D. Unfortunately, once you become eligible for Part A and Part B, you have to take Part D, whether you're on prescriptions or not, which is an additional out-of-pocket cost. I think right now, the lowest cost plan is $34, $34.18, and that's for Medicare Part D. If you don't enroll in the Medicare Part D plan within 63 days of your initial enrollment, they say that you've hit the late enrollment penalty. Now, that penalty is calculated by the number of months that you were not enrolled in the Medicare Advantage plan. And this penalty will follow you for the rest of your life. So even if you do get into a Medicare Advantage plan, you'll still be responsible for paying that late enrollment penalty. I've seen them as low as 60 cents because they are calculated at 1% of whatever the current rate for Medicare Part D is. And so what they'll do is they'll take that 1% and they'll multiply it by the number of months that you were out of compliance. And then that fee will follow you for the rest of your life. But it's not a flat, it doesn't stay flat, because as the cost for Medicare Part D goes up, your Part D penalty also goes up. So I always try to encourage members to, specifically those that are on the healthier end and they don't have any prescriptions, you get into a Medicare Advantage plan and you're also saving money because you're not paying for the premium for that Part D plan. Part D plans also have a deductible, which is something that most Medicare Advantage plans do not have. And so if you get into traditional Part A and Part B, you have to enroll in Part D, which is an out-of-pocket cost. If you go the route of a supplemental plan, you still have to enroll in Part D to avoid being hit with that penalty, which is also an additional out-of-pocket cost. On the Medicare Advantage side, you get that predictability because you don't have that penalty to worry about if you enroll in it at 65 or on time. In addition to not having that penalty to worry about, you don't have to worry about paying a deductible unless you go with like a PPO plan. You won't have to worry about that deductible either.
So Danielle, what I understand is getting a Medicare Advantage plan, you avoid penalty, you avoid the premium for the Part D, and also deductibles, and you have predictable costs as well. So that is convenient. Thank you.
Peace of mind and predictability.
Exactly. And now is coming the other things. When you have Medicare only, because we are talking about Medicare versus Medicare Advantage plan, one of the main concern is dental. The dental coverage is very expensive, vision, also hearing aid, and the additional items of over the counter that we all need. So that will be covered under Medicare Advantage plan?
Yes, Medicare Advantage is making some really, really, really amazing headway with the services that are provided. And so you get hearing, to include the cost of hearing aids. Some plans give up to $2,500 per ear. So those are some really top quality hearing aids. You get dental services, you get vision services, free glasses up to a certain amount. Some plans cover as much as $400 towards the cost of glasses. Then you also get ancillary, you get over-the-counter benefits where you can go into your local CVS or do telephone or mail order and order your vitamins, blood pressure machines, glucose machines, adult diapers, compression socks, you name it, Band-Aids, Q-tips, cotton swabs, they have everything in those over-the-counter catalogs, and the catalog varies by provider. In addition to those amazing benefits, the plans now offer acupuncture. Some plans give up to 25 visits for acupuncture per year. You can go to a chiropractor every month. You get to go into a podiatrist and get a pedicure. Some plans offer it every month, some every other month. And so it's just really a matter of custom fitting or tailoring the plan to your specific needs. One of the things that I always tell my clients when I leave is, don't let this be the last time that I see you. I encourage everybody, because our bodies change every year, our health changes every year, and Medicare Advantage plans change every year. I always encourage my clients to do an annual review of what you have, take a look at it and see if it still meets your needs. Maybe you got a new diagnosis. Maybe you got a new prescription this year, and so you want to sit down and look at it and see to make sure that you're getting the maximum benefit that's available to you.
So you're reading my mind, because that is the next question, Danielle, which is, they ask me, okay, I have a Medicare Advantage plan. Do I have to stay forever with that plan, the entire year? When is the time that I can change? Do I have that possibility to change the plan?
So one of the biggest misnomers about Medicare Advantage is, I get into this plan and I'm stuck here for the entire year. I do not like this plan, or this plan doesn't allow me to do this, or my girlfriend is going over here to these fitness classes and I want to go to these fitness classes and I can't do it under the plan that I have. So every year you have the annual enrollment period, which is from October the 15th through December the 7th, to enroll in a plan. But then there's also the OEP, which is the open enrollment period, which runs from January 1st to March 31st to make additional changes. If you move a residence, let's say you move from Dade to Broward County, you have what they call a special election period where you can change plans. If you get LIS from the government, you have a special election period to change plans. There's this wonderful thing called the 5-star plan benefit, where you might say, hey, I heard that, Care Plus has a 5-star plan and I want to be on that plan. And at any time during the year, you can just decide that I want to be on a 5-star plan, and you can move into a 5-star plan. So if you have an insurance that you're not, happy with, or you're interested in changing, always reach out to an agent. If you know who your agent is, of course, you want to reach out to that person. If you don't, you can always give me a call. My phone number is right next to my name, and I will tell you, if just based on your circumstances, whether or not you have a special election period that will allow you to move from plan to plan. But yes, the short answer is yes. There are multiple times in a year that you can switch your plan.
So that is very flexible. Thank you, Danielle. And so it seems like the Medicare Advantage plan is an excellent option. So what are the requirements and if I have limitations in order to get a Medicare Advantage plan?
Okay, so the requirements are that you are eligible for Part A and enrolled in Part B. That's the short requirement. That's it. If you have those things, you can go into a Medicare Advantage plan. There are some companies that have what they call dual special needs plans. Those are for people that are enrolled in both Medicare and Medicaid. They get more benefits than the traditional Medicare recipient. And then they have what they call chronic special needs plans. These plans are for people that have conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, you know, and other conditions. There's a new one that's coming out and I'm really excited about to educate you guys all on later. That's a new advancement that's coming into Medicare Advantage. So there are plans that are tailored and custom fit to each person's unique set of circumstances. There are no limitations. The only thing you need is to be eligible for Part A and enrolled in Part B.
Excellent. And I don't know if someone have any question that you'd like to ask Danielle.
If you have a question, just unmute yourself.
I have a question. Danielle, on your hearing aids, offhand, do you know which Medicare Advantage plan gives hearing aids? Because mine gives like money, they discount it, but they don't give like $2,500, you said, for hearing aids. Do you know which one does?
Oh, yes. So majority of them do. There's Care Plus, there's Aetna, there's Humana. But what matters is which plan you're in, because some plans, like for example, the plans that have the give back monthly that help you pay a portion of your Part B premium, which I forgot to mention those plans typically offer lower benefits in everything else. And so if you give me a call afterwards, you can tell me what you have and I'll tell you where you can go to get the maximum benefit.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes, what I like from you, Danielle, that you always have what we call need analysis. So she's going to see exactly which plan is more beneficial for you based on your needs.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone has any other question?
Very important to know because everybody has different needs. So that's very good to always look at that.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh, my girlfriend gets this and my friend gets that. It's what is your individual needs. Yeah.
And you know what, Miriam, I'm really happy that you mentioned that because that's a really big thing. I'll have clients and they'll go, oh yeah, but you know, my friend has this plan and she says that she doesn't have to pay for her medicines. And I told her, you know, your medicines and your friend medicines are not the same. And
Right.
so you have to make sure that you're in a plan that covers your prescriptions because each plan has a different formulary. And so you might have a prescription that your plan doesn't cover, but that doesn't mean that there's not another plan that will cover it. And so it's very important to sit down and do those annual reviews, specifically when things change with your healthcare. So there's a new prescription or you've been diagnosed with a new condition. It's very important to do those reviews because that will help you make sure that you are minimizing your out-of-pocket cost and that you're getting the best quality of care for your situation.
Danielle.
Yes, Mr. Turner.
What is the last three numbers of your phone number? Because on the screen it says 1.
No problem. It's 305-345-1709.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I have a question, Danielle.
Huh?
I have a question.
Sure.
My name is Gillette. When you talk about different plan, are you talking about like Humana, for example? They would have different plan for different diagnoses?
Yes.
Or you okay.
So Humana each company has different plans for different diagnoses. So let's just say, for instance, you have a recent diagnosis of, let's say, diabetes, and you're with Humana and you really, really like Humana. Having a review or an assessment of your plan does not necessarily mean that you're going to be leaving Humana. It might benefit you to go with Humana's chronic special needs diabetes plan. And so you're staying with Humana because you love the care that Humana affords you, but you need more benefits than you're getting in your traditional Medicare Advantage Gold Plus plan.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome, Ms. Jean Charles.
Any other question?
Wow, Daniela, this has been very informative. Even I have learned from this.
Yes,
Me
we
too.
all.
Anytime I can enlighten, I'm excited to do so.
And in Elite Health, Danielle, oh, go ahead, sorry. Yes, Betty, sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to tell Danielle that we'll be calling you darling. This is very interesting. Things that, you know, we really don't know until someone tells us. And I'm going to talk to you. I love my plan that I have now, but I definitely want to talk to you. I will be calling.
The audio came very bad. I don't know, Danielle, could you understand?
I did not. I'm so sorry, Miss Betty. I was unable to
Did it go
understand
through?
what you were saying. It got like very, very choppy.
Did you hear me?
A little bit better now.
Better.
Yeah, something with the connection. Maybe if you write it down in the
I'll
chat.
call you down. I'll call you.
Betty will call you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, no
I
problem.
will call you.
okay, excellent. Yes, that's better.
On the phone.
Any other question? And you know, Danielle, the phone number is 305-345-1709. And in Elite Health, you know that also you can call me any question that you have. My name is Jacqueline, for those that are new. My phone number is on the screen, 786-583-5411. And Elite Health is a medical center and also a wellness center. One of the benefits also that I love to mention is the silver sneakers that you have with the Medicare Advantage plan. So we have Carrie, that we follow Carrie with all the classes. Thank you so much for keeping us in shape and active. That is very important. It's part of the healthcare. And also in Elite Health, we accept the majority of the health insurance, because we understand is that everybody needs the plan that best fit their needs. So that's why we have many options for you. And thank you so much again. So do you like to meet again next Friday? Next Friday, we are going to have a dentist. So information, I always said, information is power. Power is making the right decision, and we are here all for you.
I want to say thank you to Daniela and Jacqueline so much for this very informative forum that we're offering to you every Friday. I think it's wonderful that we're able to not only see each other, but to be able to share vital information that really helps us as we age. And the plans change every year, and your situation and your health changes every year. So it's really beneficial to look at all the plans and see which one works best for you. And Danielle can do that for you, and so can Jacqueline. I want to thank you for that. And now it's door prize time.
Carrie, 1 second. I'm sorry. Dorothy, you have your hand raised. Did you have a question?
Sorry, Dorothy.
Or, and Patricia, I see. Who's Dorothy?
Patricia, you're muted.
Patricia's muted.
Here,
Okay, you need to unmute yourself.
Can't hear you.
Dorothy.
Dorothy, you had a question?
Okay, there. Oh, okay.
There you are.
Go ahead.
I have a question for maybe Danielle, whoever. What companies' Advantage plans does Elite accept
Well,
besides
we accept,
Humana?
yeah, we accept Patricia, Humana, Care Plus, Simply Health Plan, a Preferred Care Partner, Medica, Florida Blue, Triple
Devoted
M.
and Blue Cross Blue Shield.
And the, yes,
Okay.
Florida Blue, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Devoted.
And Aetna.
So again, Humana, CarePlus, Simply, Devoted, Florida Blue, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, Preferred Care Partner, Medica, and Triple M.
Not United Healthcare.
United Healthcare through the Medicare Preferred Care Partner, which is United Healthcare,
Okay.
and Medica.
Jacqueline, remember that Patricia's on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the West Coast.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Patricia. So in the West Coast will be, sorry about that, is Humana, is the
Okay.
network, and also Aetna.
Oh, Aetna, okay.
That was Coventry, Aetna. Thank
Okay.
you, Miriam, I'm sorry.
And
That's
someone
all
else,
right. It's okay. Thank you.
Kathy, had a question?
Yes, I'm done. Thank you.
You,
We-
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Your
Dorothy, we
volume,
can-
maybe your volume is
we
off.
can hear. Maybe it's the computer volume.
We still cannot hear you, Dorothy. So if you want, after the meeting, you can either call Jacquelina or Daniela. Okay, we can't hear you, so give them a phone call after this call.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrie, go ahead.
Okay, so it's door prize time.
Hey!
Yay! So we are, like I said before, if you're here for the first time, please call me. I have a gift for
No, I'm
you.
not. I was here last
Oh,
week.
Dorothy is now back.
You had a question, Dorothy?
Yes, my question is about Humana and Mount Sinai. I've been with Humana for a few years, and this year they decided not to renew their contract with Mount Sinai. And I was very disappointed because I live on the beach, and of course, Mount Sinai is my go-to hospital.
Mhm.
Do you know if they're working on renewing that contract?
I do not. I've been hearing that they're still in talks and negotiations, but as of last week, the contract had not been renewed. What I did for my clients that were totally unhappy about that is I gave them an overview of CarePlus, which is a Humana-owned company that is still accepted at Mount Sinai. The out-of-pocket maximum and the benefits that the Humana plan has, the CarePlus plan has, with a few extra carrots. And so what I did was I sat down with those clients and I reviewed with them the comparable CarePlus plan, again, a Humana company that would allow you to go into Mount Sinai for your visits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dorothy, probably you can call Danielle and go and see and review CarePlus as an option, could be.
Right, I know a few of my friends did switch last December to CarePlus and some other ones, but I stuck with Humana, and thank God I didn't need the hospital. But I was very curious about that.
Sure.
If you do need the hospital, just so that you know, you are able to go in as an emergency room patient, even though there's no contract. So you don't have to go trying to find another emergency room. It's just that if you needed to have a procedure or surgery or an elective procedure, you wouldn't be able.
Yes, I know that. Thank you.
You're very
That's
welcome.
right.
I have one last question.
Uh,
Go ahead,
Rosa?
Patricia.
Yes, can I speak?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question for Danielle. I've heard, it hasn't happened to me, but I've heard that sometimes you gotta be careful when you go in and they accept your insurance. That maybe, you know, don't know what the charge is gonna be for whatever you're having to go in for, and then you get this explosive bill afterwards. How is that controlled? How is that handled if you have Humana or one of these insurance companies? Because that's very frightening. And you
So
know, you
the-
go in thinking you hand in your insurance, you always have to sign a responsibility, paper and so forth. And then if you get hit with some enormous bill later, what do you do?
So that's the beauty of Medicare Advantage, honestly. That's one of the parts about the Medicare Advantage plan that is most attractive, is that you have predetermined costs for everything. So what you would do is, the only thing that doesn't have a predetermined cost, well, it is predetermined, it's the percentage, it's 20%. And that's chemotherapy and Part B drugs in the hospital. And that's across board with Medicare Advantage. Those are the only things. And even with that, so worst case scenario, you get a cancer diagnosis. Worst case scenario, you still would not spend more than that out-of-pocket maximum. Most services have a cap. So let's say you get a referral, or you have preferred care partners and you don't need a referral, and you're going to go over to a specialist. You can always call the plan and find out from the plan, hey, I have an MRI scheduled at this facility. What's my out-of-pocket responsibility? And the maximum out-of-pocket responsibility is like $150. And that's if you're doing things in a hospital. So a little tip for you guys, if you have to have MRIs or CAT scans or mammograms or anything like that, if you find a standalone facility under Medicare Advantage, your copayment is $0. It's only when you go into a hospital to do those things that you start having copayments. So I know specifically here in Dade and Broward County, the out-of-pocket payments are mostly $0. You mostly don't pay for anything except for things that are done in the hospital, and again, chemotherapy and Part B drugs. Most everything else, if it has a copay, it's very, very low.
Okay, I was curious because if something just pops up and it's emergency and you really don't, maybe you want to go to a medical place over here other than an emergency at a hospital, I don't want to get slam dunked with some sort of expense. And, I know that there's an 80-20 factor I can consider. Okay, the maximum I should have to pay would be 20% out of my pocket. Worst case scenario. But if you don't know the top cost and they pad it, that 20% can get very high.
And that's why I'm a big advocate for
no
Medicare,
guarantee.
because that's why I advocate so hard for Medicare Advantage, because it takes the guesswork out of it. It makes it more practical for you, your health care, rather than, you get to the hospital and the bill is $15,000 and you were only there for a few hours, and now you're responsible for 20% of that bill. And another good thing is, in most Medicare Advantage plans, you go into urgent care rather than the emergency room. You get that same quick service, but there's no little to no copay. In Dade and Broward, the copay is $0, but I know on the West Coast, I believe it's about $30, which is still better than a huge bill you would get from the emergency.
Right, which is fair.
And also, and Patricia, that is a great question, because not only that is predictable because of the cost that you know ahead of time for each services. Let's see, for instance, if you have that happened, a claim that is a mistake, or you see some kind of claims that you have to pay, you have the protection or the right as a member to appeal the plan decision or the provider decision. So they review that and they protect you.
And even past that, you can put in a grievance. So those are really good benefits that are available to you to make sure that you're not being excessively charged.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. You got to kind of think about that. Make sure you try to ask and say, how much is this going to cost me? And they say, well, you have this insurance. Okay, but what is my part going to be? And I've been hearing it on some of these talk shows, and they were saying people have been getting hit by these, it's not fair. They tell you one thing, then they pad it 3 times, and then you get, billed. Thank God it hasn't happened to me, but I've heard it happen to people.
So one of the beautiful things about that, because that is a huge concern with Medicare and Part A and Part B standalone, so much so that they now do trainings on what they call fraud, waste, and abuse, to try to teach people how to recognize, and that's why they send you those bills showing you what your doctor, they'll tell you this is not a bill, and it's showing you, kind of giving you a little bit of accountability in it too, what your physician has billed for. So you can say, hey, I didn't have this done. And then you can, give them a call. So they try to build in caveats, but I would always suggest to you guys, rather than, if you know you're having something coming up, call the plan. The hold times are very short. They're all like working really hard to get people off the phone. I know Devoted is amazing. You never wait more than a minute on hold as a client. They're amazing with that. And you can call them up and, hey, I got a referral for this. I'm going to be having this done. This is where I'm going. And they'll tell you what your responsibility is. And this way you walk into that doctor's office or that specialist office and you feel empowered because you already know that you're not supposed to be paying anything.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
I just
Lainey,
add
you had a
something.
question? Lainey?
Yeah, I just wanted Pat to know what happened with Rosa, though. You have to make sure that the hospital you're going to is covered under your plan. Because my husband has the plan that he cannot go to Sarasota Memorial Hospital under his health care.
Oh,
So
wow.
just remember that.
Exactly. That's a good point. So we go to the raffle.
Rosa had a question.
Yeah, going back to the Mount Sinai situation. Now, you say you can go to the emergency room there, they'll accept you.
Yes.
But what if you have to be admitted? Do they,
No,
you be admitted there or they have to transfer
no.
somewhere else?
Unless it's like an emergency where you go in and they have to immediately do a surgery, they're going to transfer you out. They're going to transfer you somewhere else. And you want that because you don't want to get hit with those bills.
Okay,
In that will be Aventura Hospital, the option.
which I don't like.
Tricia?
I just thought of something. I have a friend I talked to yesterday. She's over on the East Coast and she has Humana. And she was informing me, and I don't know, I've never heard of it, maybe not here, maybe it's over on the East Coast, but if you comply with, you know, like you have to have a mammogram or something, you have to have this done, blood work and blah, blah, blah. And when you submit to something, the insurance company like glorifies you and gives you a bonus. They'll give you some
Yes.
kind of a gift card, or they give you something that's telling you thank you for keeping up with your health. And she
Yes.
says she gets free things in that. So how does that work?
So when you take what they call responsibility for your health care, the name of the game now, which is why I love Elite so much, is preventative care. They want you to stay healthy. And so if you're going in and you're doing these tests and you're getting these screenings to make sure that things can be caught before they explode, saves the insurance company money. And so they reward you. They send out gift cards for restaurants. They have some really, really good stuff that they send out. When you go in and do your wellness, you can either call them up or you can go online if you're computer savvy and input it. And within a couple of weeks, you'll get gift cards in the mail and to many, many wonderful restaurants and stores. So it's a perk for being healthy.
So we have to call the insurance company and tell them what you've done or what you're going to do and so forth, right?
Basically, you have to claim the reward because they know that you've gone. But if you have like a online portal for your health insurance, you can go in there and claim the rewards. I think with Humana, it's called 365. And you just go in there on the website and you claim the rewards and they'll mail you out rewards.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Tanya. Tanya just came in. We're at the end of the meeting.
I know, I'm so sorry. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Tanya.
Patricia's here and Lainey's here joining us. Tanya's from the West Coast. She is the coordinator for the Community Wellness Center for Sarasota and Venice. And now, Carrie, you want to take over because everybody here is probably wanting to get ready for your exercise class at 11 o'clock. So we only got a few minutes left. All right, Carrie, you're on.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Daniela, for all that great information that you provided to our seniors, to this group, and Jacquelina for organizing all of this. So I just wanted to say that we're going to do our raffle for all of you. So again, if you're here for the first time, call me, 754-218-8272. I see a couple of new people here. Call me, I have a gift for you, but right now I'm going to do my little blue basket raffle.
Let's see. You put my name on it, no, Carrie,
course
that
I
I called this
did.
morning?
Of course. Let me pick it up a little bit.
Shake it up.
Pick it up a little bit. All right, we got
Shake it, shake it.
Betty B, Betty Blossom.
Oh, Betty, congratulations.
Betty.
Thank you, thank you.
I know. Abigail.
Abigail. Congratulations, Abigail.
Congratulations, Abigail. I think I have your
miss you,
information. You've done
Abigail.
before. Okay, let's see. Dawn Clark.
Again?
Again.
Yay.
Yay. All right, we're going to do one more.
One more, the last one.
One more.
Okay.
And we have Richard.
Turner.
Richard, are you still
Yes.
there? All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
one, a gift card. You're welcome.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Thank
This
you,
has been
everyone.
amazing. Great participation.
Thank you for allowing us into your living rooms. We appreciate it. Invite your friends. We're going to have a dentist speaking next week. And we're really excited about these meetings. So thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful and safe weekend. And I think that the news about the hurricanes are good, no? We don't have any
We
hurricanes.
don't know yet. It's,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's a
We're
category
watching it.
1 now.
I hope everybody stays safe on the East Coast.
Yes,
Pray
it's
that the weather gets-
Thank you.
Patricia.
Yeah,
Danielle, thank you for your
And
wealth
thank
of
you
information.
all.
thank you. Thank you now.
You guys enjoy the weekend. See you all soon. Bye-bye.
Danielle,
Bye.
thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.